that isn't from me. Let me get my WhatsApp, please.
Right,
please.
and then, but I'm not on about the WhatsApp anyway. I'm on about the vulgar comments you've made about my heart, what you've said. Now, reason why I come up in Jessie's was because when I laid in hospital for 3 weeks, I was only told that one of my chambers was only working 17%. When I went in that appointment on that day, bearing in mind the day before you had made the comment about, oh, you're banging on about your heart and your lungs again, yeah? And I came out of that appointment to be told that one's at 17%, the other one's at 21%, and now I've been referred to a valve replacement specialist, even a full-on heart replacement, yeah? I've got to live with that. I've got to take 14 tablets a day. You also turned around and said, which I thought was wrong, that when I explained to you my experience of losing 2 friends to what you attempted to do, your words were, I envy them because they actually managed to, succeed. Well, I don't ever use my 2 friends as an example or envy them because they succeeded. I thought that was below the belt. But well below the belt. What you wanted to do, you never told anyone a thing. You just asked everybody to make up an account and message everyone and say that you was gone. Yeah? Whether you want to sit there and say it wasn't a prank or not, right? We've got our opinions of how you was messaging us and phoning us the next day saying, oh, look, they're all running now. But don't use my 2 friends and say you envy them because they succeeded. Don't use my stories as your examples. No way.
You've got messages that aren't from me. I'm looking here at mine. Dear Sarah, happy Mother's Day, lady. Saw the post of the swollen leg. You've got me worried. I hope they're taking good care of you. It's hard doing hospital long term. Just keep that light at the end of the tunnel and know that you are missed and we think of you. And I hope today is special. You said, I've gone into heart failure. I've been in hospital for a week now.
Exactly. That's what you're confirming about what I'm saying about you.
And I said, Sarah,
again, I'm not lying,
Sarah,
am I?
You are too young and feisty for all of this. If my heart could mend yours, I would let it. It must be scary. Heart and lungs are major organs. Do as you were told, please, because we need you back.
Yeah, you did send that. Yeah, you did. So I'm telling the truth then, aren't I?
But where's this all about a knee? I can't find any of that.
Well, you say the leg and the knee or whatever. I've been in hospital to think.
I'm going through it now. I haven't. How's the internet signal?
But now you're not answering my question to the other stuff you've said.
I haven't wrote the messages.
I'm not just on about the WhatsApp show, and I'm on about what you've said about my heart and my mates, the 2 mates I've lost. That you envy them.
Sarah,
could you share it to me? Either his permission, of course.
And because of your help.
Lie.
You said it in a live the other day in Jessie's.
Gosh.
I think you forget sometimes what you say.
Well, I know what I think of you, so I can't hear me saying that to you because I've always thought highly of you. But if you got proof of it.
I went in the box in Jessie's. You were sitting there saying that I had spoken. Yeah, like you said, that you had spoken to me the night before, and I said to you that I don't like the comments you make about how body fluids and things like that. I think you go too far and too graphic what you wanted people to see or what you've seen. I said I've lost 2 of my friends for the exact same thing, and you sat there in Jessie's saying you envy them because they succeeded. You used and your words were, Sarah told me about her 2 friends. So what I'm saying is, you don't use my friends as an example to whatever you were trying to succeed that day.
Well, you're saying it wasn't a prank, Curtis knows about that. I did it with you, didn't I, Curtis? I triggered you on that one.
And I said it to you the other time.
Because a lot of people who succeed at what you've just said don't know I am a survivor of it. So not a lot of people talk about it when they survive it, but I am determined that the word is out there. No, they don't. No,
only you do. You have to do that extra mark.
Because they don't talk, that is why they end up succeeding. Right, so I'm trying to do the right thing, but I'm being penalised.
But you're not doing the right thing because you're not accepting any help.
Do you have, Sarah? Do you have any dates for what you've been telling me? Because I've got here. Well said, Sarah. Danny's in shock. That was so funny. Thank you so much. I needed a laugh today. Why would I be saying these horrible things to you in my messages to you?
But you also took I think you go wrong for your entertainment.
I adore you. We had a bad time in Blues. We were giggling.
Let's not talk over each other because she's not getting anywhere.
Well, she's not letting me answer.
I honestly, I don't really want Sarah up in the box just because of her health.
No, I don't want to shout. I'm not staying up. All I'm going to say is that even
And
them
I've said,
3
can we
days...
be off the app? Can we please
Right.
have a discussion?
Even them 3 days, Sharon, when I was coming up in favourited, you knew it was to wind up Blue. You knew that.
We were having a laugh as far as I was concerned. It was funny. We had
But
a
Miss
brilliant...
Blue weren't finding me funny when every time I was going for 3 days, but you allowed that. You
I think
wanted
she
that
did.
to happen.
I think she did when she said the 30th of February 2026.
Miss Blue, was you impressed with me keep calling you a mug and a C-U-N-T for 3 days?
Well, we spoke about this the other night. No, obviously not. But
But Sharon,
rolled with
Sharon,
it.
yet again, this is her entertainment. This is what she likes. Yeah? Like, thinking, you think in your head that I was coming up to be friendly. I was coming up to cuss out Miss Blue. But you wanted that, Sharon. You wanted that entertainment. Just like every time you come in our lives.
Sarah, I wanted you to stop using too much breath. I wanted you to not get too excitable. I didn't want you to.
You was loving it.
any
I WhatsApped
pressure.
you saying, unblock me, shush. Straight
Don't
away,
tell me-
you let me in the box. 2, go for Miss Blue.
I never put go for Miss Blue.
No, you didn't
Never.
say I didn't say that you did. I said you knew what I was going to do.
No, not necessarily. I don't know what's going to happen tonight. I couldn't tell you what anybody's going to say tonight or do. I'm not that forward thinking.
But we know what you're going to do because you've been predictable. You say to
because
everyone, I'm going to
everybody
stop,
knows
and you
me.
don't.
Everybody knows me better than I know myself, apparently. Everybody knows me on this app. Everybody knows what I'm going to do next. Everybody knows what I'm going to say next because they all listen to one side of a story or they've been lied to by someone.
Oh, God, that made me bloody jump then.
What was that?
Fucking hell.
Never
I'm
mind,
having heart failure now. Jesus fucking Christ.
Blue's toes just run out of charge.
Shit to bed.
But Sarah, listen, if you were told any different, you were being lied to because I've always thought the world of you regardless. Yeah, I know, I like your title. Yeah, I wouldn't call myself that word personally, but you can get away with it. I have laughed with you, I've joked with you, I've heard you berate me over the BIWY account. I've put up with that. I didn't really know what you were going on with.
You do throw that in my face all the time. You knew how much I got to me when they done my nan.
Sarah, I'm not throwing it in your face. You asked me about some transmission centre. I don't know what a bloody transmission centre is. I had nothing to do with any of that.
Sarah's spoken about that now.
Right, but
I have
again,
nothing to do with it.
but
But
Sharon-
I'm getting this retaliation from somebody who I care a lot about.
because
and I've never
it's
said
a
anything wrong.
retaliation to every action you do and say about people. You preach that you're a 69-year-old woman, but that Bissy account came for an 86-year-old woman. Was that okay? And every
I
time
didn't
you
know
have
that. I didn't
you're
know
like,
anything about that Bissy account.
oh, you
I
knew
didn't.
straight away.
I did not. I did not. Grandad only owned up to that Bissy account when it was all out. I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know who Bissy were. I kept asking everybody, does
That's
anybody know
live
who
because you
Bissy-"
shared it to Jenny
Oh.
and said, keep an eye on the Bissy account.
Shared it to who?
Jenny.
Whatever.
Shared the
anyway.
account. You shared the
Can I
Bissy
say,
account.
I don't really
and
like
said, keep
doing
an eye
TikTok
on it.
talk. I'm not a TikTok police. I'm not TikTok police. I'm not TikTok jury, and I'm not TikTok judge. I don't do TikTok talk. I can deal with reality and I can deal with truth. If it's lies, fantasy, Chinese
He's
whispers,
already put that
been
out.
told
Jenny's
10
already
times
shown
now.
me what you
But if you
wrote,
want to
though.
fall out with me, Jenny, fall out with me. That's fine. I don't
She's
want to
already
fall
fell out
out
with you because of what everyone's done to her.
Who? Who's fallen out with me?
Jenny.
But that's up to Jenny. It's not up to you, me, or anybody else.
We're not talking about her because she's not here.
No, and I've only ever supported Jenny, so that's
You
what I'm
haven't,
saying.
so come on, you Sharon, please. You're lying again.
I have
Stop.
not. I
You
have
haven't supported
not
her at all
fallen
with
out
any
with
of this.
Jenny.
We're not
I haven't
talking
fallen
about-
out
guys,
with
please,
Tammy.
we're not
I
talking
haven't
about
fallen
her.
out with Shirley.
Sharon,
I haven't
stop.
fallen out
Sharon,
with
stop.
anybody.
That's it.
I don't want to speak about her
She's
because she's
a
not here.
She's not here and it ain't happening.
So my question again at the beginning is, are you going to continue to do this every day, or is it you're going to leave everyone alone and sit there having your music, your crocheting? Are you going to continue doing this every day just to get views? Are you going to stop?
I do not do anything for your views. I don't do
Okay.
anything for numbers. I don't do anything for money. I have no need. I do it to ease loneliness, right? I am retiring on the 17th of June. You will never see sight nor sound of me again. So why is everybody getting worked up about it? I do not know. Because what will happen when I've gone is, poor Sharon, it were a shame. We treated her like shit.
I don't
We were
think they will.
awful. I think they will, yeah. And there's nobody. Who can we get the police out on now? I don't want to be another Sherlock. I am not being another Sherlock. There's not a hope in hell of me being a Dell, a Sherlock, a Mariana, or a fucking...
Not bringing everyone into it. I'm asking.
Yeah, I'm not. Well,
questions.
so what I'm trying to say to you is, it's not a me issue, is it? It's across the board. It shifts constantly. If it's not one person, it's another. Let's all get at Curtis now. You know, we've all...
Stop, Sharon. No one's... That's what I'm saying. You're name dropping again. You're not
I'm
listening to the
I'm
rules.
trying to highlight bullying. That's my only concern.
You're a bully too.
But Sharon, I'm not here about the... I just want to... I honestly want Sarah to drop, but I'm respecting her to have her say where it's a calm environment.
I think I've been quite calm and not shouting.
Yeah,
and
no, you are.
She's doing well. You are,
But
Sarah.
please, can you just both just stick to the you two, no one else? I know Curtis is in the box, but he's on mute because
She's
he's
asking
now
me
actually
things,
speaking
Blue.
for me because I
Yeah,
can't shout above you.
Blue, she's asking me things that I haven't said and I haven't done. I don't know. No, I don't think I do forget. I really don't think I do forget. But I think things are said and people misconstrue or twist and turn. It's like Laura Blueheart. She apologised. Now she's kind of saying that she hasn't. Does anybody want to buy me merchandise? I don't get how you twist and turn on this app. I stick to what I bloody know. That's all. You know, I've had dealings with other people on this app that have come to me like you're coming at me, Sarah, and I don't have a clue what they're talking about. I haven't got a clue because it's not been me. It's been fake. It's been doxed. It's been...
Sharon, what you said to me was always...
There's pieces been removed out of messages. There's been pieces put in messages.
Yep, that's
I don't know if I'm
100%.
coming or going. And
Right.
none of them got anything to do with me.
But again,
everybody
things
thinks
were
it
added
is.
into my messages, but no one will agree that. Also, the fact of when you've said these things about me, I've always said I've been in the box when you've shouted it at me. Just like you shout at me all the time, busy, busy, busy. You know exactly what that account done to my nan. You was fully aware of it. You was
I don't
watching
know.
the page. You was advising people to watch that page too. You knew what they were doing, and you knew what they was doing to an 86-year-old lady. Yeah.
No, I didn't. I didn't know it was anything to do with your grandma. I haven't
Well,
got
You sound like you're a pastor.
Like I said, I'm not going to
I
keep
do not
arguing
delve-
over it.
no,
All I'm
no,
going to
but
say is, if
I
you
don't
want
delve-
people to stop, if you want people to stop, you have to stop.
I don't-
too.
I do
And
not
you need
delve.
to leave. You need to leave me and my heart alone and stop having it in your mouth. You need to stop accusing me of Sarah's behind this and Sarah's behind that, or Sarah said it. I will say with chest whether I've
I
said it or
haven't said
not.
that. I haven't said any of that, what you just said. But anyway, I don't invest. I think sometimes because somebody's saying these things, it gets put that I've said it and I haven't, and I haven't
Sharon,
said it.
you haven't listened to what I just said. I said the things you have said to me,
I agree
me and
with
you
your
have been in the
friends.
box together.
I thought you and I were spot on. When you came in Jess's yesterday, it was like somebody hit me with a train because I thought, what were all that
Yeah,
about?
because you have made these vocal comments about my heart, and you don't understand what I'm going through at my age. But
I do. I know
understand what you're
exactly.
going
That's what I
through.
said to you about my father. I know exactly.
But you don't. You're not the person who's got it. That's the thing.
No,
You've
but
seen it around you.
I was the survivor of what happened to him, and it hurt like hell. So why would I say things like that to you? I don't get
You
what you're
witnessed
getting at.
someone. You witnessed someone with it. It's not you going through it. You haven't got. A right to
I
make
went through it
comments
as a
about me.
child. I watched it. I witnessed it. And when you ignore and don't do as you're told, I'm frightened for you. Is that so wrong?
I think I've done what I told and not shouted.
I'm frightened for you,
I
Sarah.
think
That's
I
all.
need
That's
to
my
gold medal, if
concern.
I'm being honest. I think
I'm
I need to
terrified.
start.
I don't want to lose you. That's the last thing I want is to lose you because you're feisty and you're fun. I've never thought anything different about you. And I can't understand where it's coming from. So it must be coming from somewhere else because it isn't
So
coming
how
from
comes that Miss Blue can admit that she had to say sorry about the comments, but you don't remember them?
I don't read comments.
No, I'm saying to you what you said. Again, you're not listening.
haven't
Miss
read
Blue
one
has said
comment.
sorry. Miss Blue said sorry for the comments. You know that fake account in favorited? Yeah. Miss Blue has said that yes, you both went for, like you both thought it was me. You both made the comments. One has said sorry, but you don't remember it.
Was it a fake account or something?
Miss Blue, please help me before I lose my before I go insane.
Yeah, because I'm lost.
You remember-
I'm not that
Sharon.
invested.
Sharon,
Yeah, go on.
Do you remember it was, I think it was the beginning of last week, someone was coming up and was being absolutely disgusting talking about, oh, he's not even talking. Guys, don't stop blocking him
No, it's a
or
smoking.
reporting
It's a
him.
smoking one.
Right, Sharon, do you remember when they said that they were going to start digging up my mum's ashes and things like that,
Yeah, yeah.
and implying it was that account? And then I said, well, if that's the case, if you want to start doing that to me. And then they said that they was going to put me in the same necklace as my mum and all that shit. That account. And then
Right, so
Sarah
the
come
comments
in
were
and
made.
said it.
Yeah,
And then
that's when the
Sarah come
comments were made
straight in
about
and
my
said it
heart.
wasn't
Then.
her.
It wasn't her. Well, that's what I'm saying, Sarah. What you were reading isn't me. But listen, Sarah, if anybody can tell me any different, I have never, ever thought bad of you at any point, and you've gone at me early doors. I said to you about the crochet, and we laughed that day like there were no tomorrow. So I go off my first impressions of people, and that has been my impression of you all along is, yes, she is a loud mouth, but she's bloody good at what she does. That's all I've ever said. And when I heard that you were poorly, I'm mortified because you're at a point in your life where everything's coming good for you. You've got your businesses, you've got your job, and you're getting your health. You're bonny in my eyes. I know them, but you're bonny in my eyes. And all credit to you. And I want you to survive more than anything in this world.
That's all I want to do.
So to be coming at
I
me,
will
it's
say-
like, I don't want anything wrong to happen, Sarah. It's the last thing I want. I think you're ace. So when you
Sharon.
came at me, I couldn't understand it, Sarah, because you'd fallen asleep and me and Miss Blue, it were like looking after her daughter that night because you were fast asleep. Weren't we, Miss Blue? And Miss Blue said, do you think I
Right,
think I'm
listen.
going to have to mute her? And then the day
Listen.
after, you're coming at me. And I thought, what's happened from then
Right,
to then?
listen, Sharon Breather, Sarah, she has always, honestly, she's always spoken highly of you. The only thing she doesn't like is your swearing. And that's the only thing negative she's ever said about you.
I mean, that I can't change. That's Sarah.
No, but I'm just saying that, and that's in private conversations. She just said, I would just wish she wouldn't swear as bloody much. But I'm like,
Yeah.
that's just what we're like down this way.
Yeah, it's a London thing. It's
But
like
honestly, she's never, and I would openly admit if she had, but she's never,
Yeah,
she's just always
never.
said,
Yeah, but you do
especially in the
understand.
last couple of
Look,
weeks.
you can see what I'm trying to say about that on that night of the fake account,
Yeah.
yeah? I had to come in and say it wasn't me, yeah? And okay, yeah, you said sorry, but I'm never going to get that sorry from her because she's still
Yeah,
sitting
of course I
there
will.
thinking that it
I
was
will
in...
say sorry to you. I will. I'll say sorry about what I said. If that triggered you about my dad, I never wanted anything.
No, you're still not getting it. Right, listen.
Right, Sharon, I can't actually remember what you did say that night, but I know you did say something. So if I can't remember, I know you're not going to have any chance of remembering.
Yeah.
So I've already apologised for. I apologised at the time for what I said because I knew what I said.
Right.
If you can't remember
Well,
what
I will
you said,
apologise to
just
Sarah for
apologise
anything,
for
because
that night.
I don't want to lose like this friendship and care and love that I have for her. So I will apologise. But I don't know what for, Sarah, but I would apologise to the end of the earth for you.
But
Honestly.
Sharon, you don't love and care me when you throw things in my face like the BC account. Like someone just put, they went for my businesses, they went for my nan, they went for my car, they went for my nose that was causing infection from the fire of my business. You didn't care about me then.
That was Christmas time. Do you know how long ago that was?
But even then we haven't spoke.
I was at a point, I was at Christmas on my own. I was on the New Year on my own. I was Mother's Day on my own. You know, I'm going through my own traumas as well. So
exactly, this is the point. This is what I say. When no one else is allowed to have a trauma. No one else is allowed to go through what they've gone through. It always goes back onto you.
No, that's wrong, Sarah. I'm not saying that at all. I do say nobody's had the same amount of police that I've had. Nobody's had 3 fire engines outside their house with bloody 12 firemen. Nobody's had the car
police coming today has nothing to do with TikTok. That's your neighbour.
That's to do with TikTok because all the people...
No, that was about your neighbour.
All the people... No, hang on, you don't know. All the people on TikTok got onto her and reported me saying I was playing the music. So she has taken what everybody on TikTok has been telling her to do, and that's report me to the council and to the police. Right?
Sharon,
But
come
is
on,
it
that's
just-
untrue. She
it-
was banging
no,
at your
it isn't.
window.
It is not
Is
my
TikTok
one.
told her to come and stop, not bang at your window too? Come on.
It is my
Come
one.
on.
My one neighbour wouldn't, and she's apologised to me. But anyway, I'm not going into it. I don't want TikTok to know all my shit. They know enough of my shit, and what they don't know, they make up.
Okay, you're really not helping the situation, whoever you are.
Well, I'm going to drop because I'm going to be honest, I feel like my answers I ain't fully going to get the answer I want. So
No, but listen, Sarah, whatever's been said, whatever's been done,
it's
I
come
have
from
never-
your mouth.
Yeah, no, right. Well, whatever.
Okay, Sharon, do you apologise to Sarah for all the hurtful things that you said to her?
Yes, absolutely, 100 million.
Sincerely apologise, yes?
Not that why does people not think? I've
Right,
just said
Sharon, don't
100
stop.
million%. Because I think the world
Just
of it.
literally, Sarah is there right now, so please take this second to just apologise to her, please.
I just did. 1
No,
million
I'm not saying that you're
percent.
not being sincere. I just want everyone in the comments to know that you are being sincere.
Absolutely. I think
So
the
you
world
don't
of
have
the
to go
girl.
through this again with Sarah.
I think the world of it. No, I don't. I've got messages to prove what I think of Sarah in my phone there. It's nothing but concern. Honestly, I've been worried to death, but I didn't
Oh,
want to
she
pester
is.
you. I didn't want to pester you in hospital because I thought she's recovering. She's got other people that care too, you know. And I know that Delmac's got your back. I know they sent you flowers. I thought that was wonderful of them that you had that support group around you.
It was amazing.
Yeah, they've been amazing. I'm not against people like that. People are spreading all these things, making me out to be this vile, and I'm not that person they talk about. So honestly, Sarah, I thought the world. I was mortified. I came straight out of Jessie's live. You can ask her. I just dropped and I never went back.
Yeah,
And
you
I
did
was
message me, but I couldn't speak to you.
I did message you because I was
spoke to my
crying. I was
friend.
crying. I was devastated.
But I spoke to my friends because I needed my friends at the time.
Exactly.
But like I said, I've always, when I've said something, I've always told the truth and never lied. What I'm approaching you on is when me and you have been in boxes together, it has got heated, and you have said, I've said vulgar comments that I will apologise to, and I'll say sorry.
Yeah.
But
I was told about the police with Sherlock. It turned out that was a blatant lie that had been told to me. So you're reacting to blatant
Let's not
lies.
talk about Sherlock.
No, but I'm
please
just
don't.
saying.
Wimble.
No, well, in that particular case, you know, I was told a blatant lie and reacted to Sarah because I've been lied to, which is what Sarah's doing now. She's reacting to things that have been said, but that have not been said by me. But I get that, Sarah, because it's TikTok. But I thought you were one of the, I thought you were a top tip.
Still not getting it. I'm saying to you that me and you have been in a box together. It has got heated, and you have made them comments to me through your voice in a live. These are not comments. These are not fake accounts I'm on about. This has come out from your mouth.
Yeah. Do you know why?
In a live.
Do you know why? Because you were going at my friend Miss Blue, saying she were Carol Helder, she were Jacqueline Helder.
That gives you the right to say about my heart.
Yeah, because I'm defending my friend.
You've just admitted that you have said the things about my heart then.
No, I haven't. What's
you
your
just
heart
said
got to
yes.
do? What's that got to do with your heart?
I'm going to drop. See you later.
All right, love. What's that got to do with your heart? Carol Helder and Jacqueline Helder defending Miss Blue. Anyway.
And this is what...
And to be honest, Miss Blue, as I say, I'm
Sharon,
leaving.
hang on, 'cause
I'm
my
leaving.
voice is
I'll be
literally...
gone before it bloody months up at this rate.
My voice is literally rapidly going. Right. This is what Sharon's talking about, where people need to own up. She gets affected when her friends get attacked. Like yesterday, I'm not going to mention the names, I promise I wouldn't. But somebody come up in the box last night and spoke and then left, and then someone didn't like the way that person was spoke to, so someone else come up in the box to defend the person that had dropped from the box. But that's okay. But when Sharon's defending her friends and she's angry and upset, she's going to do exactly the same thing.
I'm not allowed.
And it's not allowed, but everyone else is allowed to defend their friends. And that's what she's trying to say. I got doxed by you guys for supporting my friends. I don't even know who you are. I use Mia as in Mia 5 phones. Or 5 phone Mia, whatever the way it is.
I believe it is.
Has it been hot
No,
and
but is that
pressy
your
today?
nickname? Right, okay. I'm going to follow you because I need to speak to you. I'm just going to follow you. I'll speak to you privately like I have a few other people and you'll understand why.
Has it been hot in Preston? No, it was hot today, Curtis. Crikey.
24 today, love.
No, it was like being abroad. It was piercing hot.
Better than being abroad. I was sat in backfields.
Yes.
I'm loving it.
Absolutely amazing weather. We're doing really well for up north.
Okay,
aren't we?
sorry. Juice wanted up. Sorry, Juice.
Hi, I'll try
Hello.
once more. Oh, hi, Blue. Right, Blue. I would say I've never been in your lives. I don't think, because I think I've always been blocked for some reason. But I've never. But that's fine. That's not an issue. I will try again. I've tried a few times to speak very calmly to you, Sharon. Just want you. I mean, for example, Curtis. Use you because you sat there, right? Curtis has done things, Sharon, where he's gone. Hold my hands up. I'm sorry. You've got somebody that was just in a box a second ago, for example, who was saying, you've done this, you've upset me. And you've gone, I haven't. The words have been seen on videos. The words have been seen that you've upset people. You, for some reason, cannot bring yourself just to go, I'm sorry. You have to go, it's because
I
blah,
think we're
blah,
cheap.
blah.
I think we're cheapening the word
Okay,
sorry.
here we go
It's being
again.
Cheapened. Sorry, no, I just think it's being cheapened. I don't agree with the word sorry. I will hold my hands up on that one, because the sorry 1 minute and 2 weeks later they're bloody at it again, and it goes on and on and on and on and on and on. And you say sorry, and then the day after they're saying, I don't accept your apology.
I can stand up for her on that because I apologised publicly, and Sharon even still sat there and said, well, I don't think that's... Then she said it about me, so she does think that.
I am. You said sorry to me, Curtis, and I accepted it, and we met up and we've been friends and done all that. You know,
You did say this time round when I apologised, you've
Conversation,
said about
thanks for the
me that you're
chat.
not accepting it, so...
Yeah, no, I do accept your apology. You haven't apologised to me, but I do accept, I forgive, but you don't forget. That's what my motto is. I forgive you, but I don't forget it. It won't just be put away. But with you, I have forgiven and I have forgotten. I've told everybody you're a lovely lad. I can't get away from what a wonderful day we had. Nothing will take that away from me, Curtis. Nothing. I proper admired you that day, and I still do to this day.
I'm on about when I done the latest thing that I did. I did the open apology to everybody, and I'm what I'm saying to Juice. You wasn't happy with that apology, and you did stick by what you've just said now, and you said now, well, that might change in whenever long.
But you still apologise, Curtis?
I did, yeah, I did.
Yeah. Have you ever heard the words, I am sorry for the hurt I've caused you, come from Sharon's mouth? That's just to you,
I think that's
Curtis.
because
Sorry, Sharon,
nobody's
but here we go.
apologised.
Good conversation again.
Sorry.
No, and I did just invite Sharon to apologise to her.
I know, exactly. And then, Sharon, it's the lack of actual...
It's lack of respect that I get,
Okay.
yes.
There you go. There's lack of respect where you talk over people. There you go. So it's that when people say in the chat, you don't take accountability, it's because you don't offer that apology. You just deflect and you talk over people.
I don't want to be friends with people. That's
you carry on. Go on then.
Yeah, I don't want to be friends with. I don't want to say sorry and be all smarmy and up one's backside. I'm not a brown noser. I never have been. If I fall out with people, I fall out. That's it. Done. Finished.
I know,
So,
and you
no
let
sorries.
it go.
So I am entitled to that, and I've got through 70 years of life being that way, and I am not going to change at nearly 70, and
No,
not
and-
with the amount of abuse that I have received from this app. Well, I'm not telling a lie, Juice. I'm not lying. I made a truce with Laura MD, and I listened to one of your lives
Right,
where you all
we're not going
said,
to talk about Laura, please.
No, but you said she may have accepted a truce, but we ain't accepting no truce. We'll make our own minds up on it. Can't stand her.
Yeah, but
so
what I'm
you
saying
can
is,
do.
look,
You can
hang
say
on,
that, but
hang
I
on,
can't.
please hang on. I know Laura's in the live, but she's not actually coming up.
No.
I get
she
that. I
has.
understand.
That means
She has
that
a
she
case.
hasn't got.
Yeah.
So that means that she hasn't got a voice. So that means that she can't be spoken
No, she's got plenty
about.
of paperwork, though. Yeah.
Yeah, but again,
Sharon.
that's between you and Laura. That's not between you and Juice.
Not just
Sharon.
me and Laura.
That's what
Sharon.
the agreement was that we stick
Yes,
to.
Juice.
Listen to Blue. Blue's speaking sense to you at this moment.
Good, I'm glad every Blue's giving credit finally for who she is and what she's doing.
Sharon,
Thank you.
Sharon, you please just listen to people. Listen to Blue. Listen to me. Listen to other people. This isn't an attack on you.
Of course, Cathedral.
This is actually like you do not listen, and you like it's
I
just
do not need approval from anybody.
no. But Sharon, you cause other people upset, but you turn it around the whole time because this, because that. I've seen things where you've been so
Vile.
horrid to other people.
I'm vile when I'm attacked. Vile.
No, but I've seen you be horrid when you haven't been attacked, Sharon. From nowhere. From nowhere.
When? Doing what?
Doing what? I mean, let's have a look at all the videos that were put up from you ranting on about people and the
I'm
things
vile. I'm vile. I own it. I am vile when
You've never
I am
owned
riled.
it, Sharon. I wish you would.
Can't help
I
it.
wish
I'm
you'd actually.
69. I won't change for anybody. I've had to fight battles all my life to get through with my children and my family. It's been a long, hard
Where's it got
battle.
you, Sharon?
And
Where
I
has it
ain't
got
no
you at
wet
this
wipe.
moment in
I
time?
ain't no flip flop. I don't go all around the app causing havoc or anything like these people make out to be. I am a lone wolf. I don't moderate. I don't have moderators. I keep my platform clean and good, and it's brilliant, and it's been fun. No, it's been fun, and I am retiring, so I do not need to make friends now. If I don't want to apologise, that is my prerogative. In the same way, I don't have to listen.
Hang on. What Sharon is trying to say is she doesn't go in looking for the trouble. It comes to her life. And she is vulgar and she puts her hands up to that. She is vulgar when she's attacked. But where are the people that have actually come and attacked her? They're the people that I would like to see come in here and put their hands up as well. Because again, no one's putting their hands up. Like, for example, Mark ITFC is never going to put his hands up and apologise. That's just one person, and he's done the most.
Yeah, okay. So with that, Blue, for example, again, we're not talking about people not here.
No, we're not.
Say Bob, right? Bob said something horrible about Sharon.
Yeah.
So because of that, Sharon's then gone and attacked, I don't know, Felicity. I don't know of another name that I can't think of that isn't a person on the app. Okay, so how is that okay? So because Bob has upset Sharon, rather than Sharon going for Bob, she goes for Felicity. Does that mean?
But that's happening with me right now. I went at Jen, and I'll mention her because that's my situation. That's what I'm relating to. And I've got 1 million people coming at me, and not only me, they're going at Blue and Annie and other people. That's what happens.
And I was the only one that night that stopped it.
They're going at her. I'd have sat there and carried on for another hour as sick as it was.
It'd still be there now.
I would. Yeah. But she stopped me. But that is the answer to your question, is that's what happens.
Okay, okay. Then that doesn't make sense. Then, for example, go back to. Do you remember when Sharon was in hospital and a truce was called? Let's not speak about anything. Sharon came out of hospital. Well, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, because everybody apologised on my behalf. Nobody asked me if I wanted to make an apology.
She wasn't involved in that conversation, and I can promise you,
Absolutely.
me, Nick, and Scatty were the three people.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
And nobody spoke to Sharon about it.
I haven't got a clue.
But Sharon, that whole thing.
Hang on a minute. We're not talking about. This is the only time I'm going to mention their names. We are not mentioning William or Fitness in this live. That is a promise I've made to somebody. So please, can we leave them two names out of this?
Yeah,
thank you. That's all I'm asking.
Have more impact. Yeah, more impact.
No, look,
more bad things.
So just leave it there, Sharon. Let Blue just say that.
I've never had issue with you. Never.
Well, you have, because you said that I said something that I honestly didn't say. But I'm not going to then pipe up and go, Sharon this, Sharon that. I don't care. I know what words come out of my mouth, and if I haven't said something, I don't think I ever said anything like about you, other than I just can't bear it that you go off on a rant and unnecessarily so, and send your blood pressure up, and then complain about having a TIA. Well, you've done that to yourself by blowing up. Do you know what I mean? Let it go. It's as you say, it's an app. Yeah.
Well, if you had had juice this week alone,
hang on, let her just finish what she was saying.
Can I just say, if anybody had 12 firemen and 7 policemen at the house within a week, you think I'm just going to sit here and take it when I haven't done anything wrong? I set a toilet tissue in a cup.
Listen, that's not Juicy's problem. She's trying to talk to you.
This is why I'm explaining who I am and why I'm like I am and why I will not kowtow to people. And I'm a lot older than all of you.
You have no idea of my age, so there you go.
Well, no, you'll not be older than me, Juice, because you're horse riding.
I don't ride a horse. If anybody on in that thinks I get on the back of a bloody horse, they're deranged. But anyway,
Juice's lives, that's what it's usually about, is horses, is it not?
If you ever see me on a horse, no.
And I'm not saying I've seen you on one. Is that not what you?
Anyway, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what I do. What the thing is, for again, here we go. When you say about I've had this at my house, that at my house. When you've said about you get banned, you go on lives and you get banned. It's always somebody else's fault that you've got a ban. It's never because you've said something that
I never say anything.
But again, you can't listen. I will speak, and then you can speak.
I got them all back when I was with the agency. Everyone I got back because nothing was wrong as said wrong.
Please don't make me put the what's it called on that 5-minute thing on.
No.
Please, just say her bit, and then no matter how much it annoys you, just let her speak, and then because I'm sure when you're speaking, you're annoying her. So just let Juice finish what she's trying to say.
Showtime. That's what it's called. Yeah, I don't mind. I mean, it almost just proves that Blue, what you're doing is so many people have been here before. You know, you've had conversations, Sharon. Sharon. I don't believe I think you're lonely. I think you want company, which is what a lot of other people want on this app, is just somebody to talk to, be nice. As Hazel said, I've seen you crochet twice. I've never seen you garden. I saw some of your car boot hauls. I think if you actually did some crochet lives and did like chit chat and crochet, you'd have a great following. Let me finish. I'll stop and I'll drop out of a box. I think if you did that, you'd have a great thing. Bit like Sherlock went off and did his ghost hunting. He's having a way of a time. Sherlock. You stick to your thing. Don't have to. The words that come out of your mouth that do irritate me the most is them lot. Them lot. You put everybody in one thing. Like anybody that's not sat with you, being your friend, is them lot. And that's just not okay. Anyway, Blue, I'll actually give you a little bit of respect here. I'll give you respect for trying to.
Thank God for that. Thank God for that. Give her the
Can I just
respect
say
that she's
really, really
due.
quickly, I've never watched any of your lives. My morning drive to work is watching Zach the Brat. I don't actually sit there stalking your lives like you was told.
Yeah, that's Sharon told me that you did that, so there you go. It's
It was actually Dignity that said it, because I got the recording of her saying it.
It was who, sorry?
It was Dignity that said it to you.
Oh, okay, yeah. I mean,
Yeah, but
then
it's
I think that's the only
Zach
time
the
I've spoken to her as well. So, but I don't care. My lives, I've got. When I was going live in the morning, everybody's welcome to watch me pick up poo. I mean, it's picking up poo, Curtis. I mean, if you want to watch me pick up poo, it was quite nice. We used to have little chats and whatever, and it was fine. But I think Sharon, like the only words are listen to people that are trying to help you. Stick to what you want to do. I don't believe you want to sit and do crocheting, otherwise you would be sitting doing crocheting. Don't play your music too loud, otherwise the neighbour's going to complain and call the police. Don't set fire to cups of paper in cups, because the fire brigade are going to be called, because people are going to see smoke, or people are going to be kind, thinking that you're going to burn your house down. Do you know what I mean? So go on, Sharon, have a say.
Yeah, bye. Can I get my say now, Miss Blue?
Yes, of course you can.
Can everybody please go on my FYP on this account and look at the last 30 posts? Everyone is a story of my storybook life journey from beginning to end. Right? I read everyone out individually. It was written in 2022 before I got onto TikTok. So I have done those on my lives. People have sat and listened. We are doing Uncle Tom's Cabin at the moment, which is quite a long story, but we were all enjoying it. Right? I did the eagle and the chicken. I did the life story that I wrote the book of my mother. So when they say, why can't you go back to doing your crocheting? I've done crocheting. I've taught a lady who's done a blanket with honeybees on in the last 3 weeks. So what lives are these people watching where I do nothing but talk about them all the time? I really would like to know when these lives existed, because as far as my community are concerned, they love my lives, they love my music, they love my dancing, they love me doing the splits, they loved my New Year's Eve, they didn't enjoy Mothering Sunday, they didn't enjoy when I spent Christmas Day on my own. These people are spreading verbal diarrhea. I don't care what you say. And so, but I have to say sorry, have I? The fact that I've got the police here all the time on an old person's bloody close with a bungalow. You all take the rise out of it. You all think it's highly hilarious. You want to call out mental health, police, ambulances, fire brigades to one old lady on a close that isn't doing diddly. She's just enjoying herself on the app. And I will retire. You will not see or hear from me again. I ain't coming back. I am not pandering. We do this for about 30 pence a day, people. 30 pence a day.
Okay, so what I'm going to
seriously think I should suffer what I have had to suffer for the last 8 months on this app because I wanted to protect a family. If you think that's right, you people, you know who you are, then why am I apologising? What have I got to say sorry for? Yes, I have vile rants. So what?
Now I'll actually respond to that. Okay, so we speak about your lives all the time, just me and you, on a normal conversation, and you plan to have quiz nights, you plan to do this live, and the minute you go in there, you've got these vile comments coming in, and especially on favorited, it's disgusting the things that they. And I know, no doubt, half the people that have got them stupid accounts are in here now on different accounts, acting totally different. They roll you up, and then you start kicking off, and then your planned life goes out the window. And they're the people I want in the boxes to come and say why they have to come in and start.
Yeah, because I've been told by people who care about me.
I promise, honestly,
they say they're brilliant.
She's taken over.
Your
hang
family.
on, Sharon. She's taken over doing my quizzes. So she started doing all the quizzes, and then they got ruined. by people coming in cheating and bloody start trolling her and everything like that. They don't want her to be happy. They want to see her kicking off because then they've got content to put on their pages. And they're the people I want to speak to. And then she's got her back up and then she's kicking off at everybody because she feels like everyone's attacking her.
She's in my sort of position. You got so many people coming at you. You just sit there spinning. And it doesn't matter who comes at you. And that was my answer that night about Jenny. I don't know why it was her that I went
at. You cannot. Are you wanting the box? Because if you are, I need to drop Juice. Because Curtis is only here because if I can't shout over, he's got a louder voice than me.
I'm going to drop down anyway. Thank you for letting me have my
Juice. Thank you, Juice. I have no beef with you, Juice. And if I've said anything against you, I apologise.
No, it's not some people, but
honestly,
just
I do.
Just park it.
How many apologies can I make in a week?
Yeah, but I've never actually heard you say, I am sorry.
Do you know, I've affected a lot of people. That's what it is. You're affected. That's what it is. You're affected by me.
No, I'm not.
There's no request from you.
Sorry, Blue, 1 second. Sorry, before I do. Sharon, it's not like, don't feel... It's like you feel like that was like a boast that I'm affected. I'm not affected.
No, I'm not saying it as a boast. People are affected by me. My name is all over this platform. For what reason?
Calm voice.
Calm down.
Because you've upset and said things to people that do affect them. Again, you say that we don't know.
Yeah, no, I've got a microphone and a T-shirt and a Kent cup and cups on suicide. Yeah. Nobody affects Sharon, do they? Nobody affects
Can I ask one question on this suicide thing? I saw proof on text and on voice notes or whatever of you saying to people to pretend I've done it. Nobody seems to ever talk about this. Let me just get this out. Let me hear your response.
I can assure both attempts were not a prank.
I've never heard anybody discussing with you why you wanted people, you pretended and wanted to people to think that you'd done it and you were wanting to run this story, and then suddenly, because we end up with a broken bone, you were you made it all up. But why would you send those messages saying
I can explain
it has been spoke about several times.
Yeah, I can explain it because it wasn't the actual suicide that was the prank. The prank was tell people that you've heard that Sharon's passed away.
Yeah.
Her daughter's put her thing up to Lauren and said, can you let people on TikTok know, right, that she's passed away? That was my initial thing.
Why would you do that?
In my head, because I had to leave a note for my children because I knew what I was doing. Nobody else knew what I was doing.
No.
Nobody knew what I was going to do, only me, right? I knew what I wanted to do, right? So, but I didn't want to say to Lauren or Sarah, do you know what? I'm going to go up in my life, I'm going to tie her up, right? I'm going to throw me out, I'm going to die and hang it bloody doorway. I didn't want to put that.
Sharon, that's not true.
So I set up a prank. That is absolutely the truth. I know what I put. I told Lauren to pretend it was our Bridget had rang up and Tom and Jess to see what their reaction is.
Can we have some trigger warnings in the light?
Yeah, trigger warnings, sorry. That was the part of the prank part. The actual doing of it was not a prank, never has been, never will be, never could be. I am traumatised that I survived it. I am sorry to everybody out there that regrets the fact that I survived it. I am sorry I survived it.
Just be calm. There's no need to go.
I know, but I am sorry I survived it. I had no intention of being here the first time I did it, and I had no intention of being here the second time.
And this is what I mean. It triggers Sharon that she's still here.
Yes.
Okay, I've
had loads and loads of conversations with her, and it triggers her to be here.
But Blue, why would you want to pretend that you are no longer here?
because I had to say to them so that they would then put that out on the public platform. People would come to my house and find me. Find me. I needed to be found before my children did. And knowing TikTok, they could soon call the police, can't they?
Do your
The proof
children
of
come
that,
to your
they can soon
house?
call the fire brigade and they can soon call the paramedics. And that's what they would do, because there would be a thing of concern. Is this a prank or is it real? But they would send the professionals and the professionals would find me.
It's
The fact it didn't work, and I didn't survive, and I have been ridiculed and ripped and had merchandise made on this.
No, you haven't. The
and
merchandise
had
has nothing to do
ladders
with you.
putting comments is disgusting. And I feel for anybody that hasn't succeeded at it. I feel for them. Because you all know my brother succeeded. I saw burn marks on my brother's neck. You wanting proof? Where's the burn marks? Are you serious, you people out there?
Hang on. I just need to answer Pum Pum. Dignity did not speak to Sharon's children when she was in hospital. She rang Sharon's daughter whilst I was on the phone to the 999 to get them to Sharon's house.
I didn't want my family to
Sharon
find
was
me.
still at our house when Dignity had spoken to the daughter.
Okay, I was a paramedic for a long while, and
I'm sure you've been called out to many an unfailed one.
I've never heard of anybody wanting to tell people to pretend I'm unalived so that it gets out.
You've never heard of
social
text
media.
messages? Did Caroline Flack not send text messages out to people
That's
saying by the time you receive
off
this?
of you again and on to
No,
other
no, my
people.
brother left 110 letters, so don't tell me about suicide, please.
Yes, he
Yeah,
did, because
fine.
he left the letters to be found once he had passed.
No, it was his journey. He was going through the torment. Of
Yeah,
what
and you
people
found those
and how he
afterwards.
felt. You lot don't care
Anyway,
how I
it
feel.
doesn't.
No, it
Sharon,
doesn't solve
you do a lot
anything.
for attention, and I think a lot of this is for.
I don't think the paramedics that came to me thought I was attention seeking in
Well, you
any
weren't.
way.
She had a
shape, or
broken
form.
leg, and that's what they were attending to. Had
No,
they
they
thought,
weren't. No, they weren't, sweetheart. There, you're wrong again. Because
Don't
the
call me
first time
sweetheart.
had nothing
Do
had
not
to.
call me
It had
sweetheart,
nothing.
you
It had
patronising
nothing
woman.
Okay.
to do. The first attempt
I'm
had
going to
nothing to do with
interject
the rope.
here.
The
Hang
first
on, I'm
attempt
going
was
to.
tablets and
Sharon,
Thank you for your time. Thank you for your
You don't
time,
want to.
and I
I'm
wish
going
you
to
luck.
interject here. I phoned the ambulance and I told them the reason what I was phoning for. So I know exactly why they turned up and what they were facing when they got there.
Yeah, the paramedics saw the evidence.
I told them that what she had attempted to do. So I know exactly, and her paperwork says exactly the same thing. And I was on the phone call when they turned up and I heard what Sharon said. She's confirmed everything I'd said to the paramedics. They were turning up to someone that had attempted to do what she did.
Yeah. And
Laura,
Aggie and her husband
Blue
closed the
Heart,
loft
I
up
can't
because
convince
it
you any
wasn't
other way, that's the
pleasant.
truth.
Yeah, it's just like this is no response. Like it doesn't need any explaining because you've explained your story, Sharon. It seems a really sort of weird.
TikTok-y thing to do, a TikTok thing, yeah.
No, it's not a TikTok thing to do. I don't know why you always do this. It's a TikTok thing,
I'm on
Sharon.
the
It's not.
defensive. I'm on the defensive.
Yeah.
If you're a paramedic, you should be more understanding.
I think if you speak to anybody that's a paramedic, we're probably the least empathetic people you will ever meet, just through the nature of it. But you, I'm not saying that people don't care. Obviously, people care about other people, but you are just a bit hardened to life and stuff. But it's just a weird thing to want to pretend to other people. That's what I can't get my head around, Sharon. Anyway, it almost doesn't matter because it's past and done, and you are still here, and nobody wants anybody to be unalived. Nobody. It doesn't matter whether you like that person or dislike that person, and you would be inhuman to want everybody. Anyway,
Thank you.
Sharon, just leave other people out of your mouth. That's all you do. That's all you've got to do.
Well, that's what I find on this app.
Thanks for your time.
You're going some live. Yeah, you're going some live. Nobody's talking. Apparently, that's what you're supposed to do on a live, Miss Blue. You just sit there and say, "Now, shut up. Don't have an opinion. Don't say anything. Don't shout. Don't tell people anything. Don't say what kind of a day
doesn't get anybody anywhere. It's talking and listening. It works both ways. You have to talk, but you also have to listen. Just like I'm going to use Juice because she's in the box. Juice has to talk and she also has to listen.
Thank you, Hope in Action.
It works both ways for everyone.
It does. Sharon, do some bloody crocheting. Sure, there's 100 people out there.
Have you seen how many crochet blankets I have? Obviously not.
No, but okay. As I say, go back to doing your car boot horse.
Nobody watches my lives. Nobody watches my lives.
Okay. Best of luck to you and ciao from Italy.
Bless you, you lucky bugger. Right, go on.
I'm working.
Okay, Control, come on.
What's the moon like there, Curtis? I can't see it here. Is it a nice moon tonight?
Cadizzle?
Yeah, ain't a moon.
Is there no moon? Oh, it's a lovely sky still, isn't it?
Oh, it's lovely.
Please don't mention moons with Annie because she's obsessed with moons.
Yeah, so am I.
She has one that hides. And it's got a dimmer switch.
Oh dear.
Miss Cadizzle.
Thank you, Hope in Action. It's lovely to meet you too. You know that. I may be coming down and seeing you soon. I'm going to South Wales at some point.
Miss Cadizzle.
Somebody said there, if you tell mental health you're okay, that there's nothing else they can do. The only people that can have concern about your mental health is family. It's got nothing to do with strangers. Mental health has nothing to do with strangers intervening unless they are the police or the paramedics or medical professionals, doctors, I mean. So they don't listen to people off TikTok. I know you'd like to think they do, but they don't.
Do you know where Cadizzle's gone?
Thank you, Carol. That's Hope in Action, by the way.
She's not in the audience.
Sarah is over in the other live. Lovely. As you do. It is up to family to section somebody. Only a family member can report that person. And mine don't. You're still in? Blooming heck, Carol. Have you missed all this nice weather there? Aww. See what I mean? People have real bloody health conditions. And we are bothering about this bloody lot.
My mic on.
Hey up, she's off. She's off.
This is the information desk. Could Cadizzle come to the information desk?
Thursday, what day? Oh, next week. Another operation. What a shame. Hello, Cadizzle.
Hello, I wasn't going to come up, to be honest, because I think it's all a bit of a pointless exercise and I'd actually logged out. But I am, and my question's not for you, Sharon, to be honest, because I don't think you're worth asking any questions.
That's fine. That's
okay,
fine.
well then be quiet. I would like to know, Blue, when you come across so anti-bullying, why you think it's okay to sit by Sharon when she is so racially abusive and ableist, why you think that's okay?
Have I ever said it's okay?
You sit
ever
by her.
Have you ever heard me
support
say
her.
it's okay?
No, I've never heard you say it's okay, but I've never heard you call her out on it either.
No, because do you know
Does it
why?
off the app? She does
Sharon,
it off
I'm
the
not
app.
talking to you.
I do it off the app. I do it privately because it's me having a go at her. It's not entertainment for you lot. It's for me to speak to her respectfully, privately, to make her understand why I don't agree with it.
Okay, I
This
understand.
is what a lot of people have learned over the last however many months, that I do absolutely have a go at her, and she will tell you herself.
Yeah.
Anyone that's been in my groups that I've been in will tell you that I have had a go at Sharon so many times, but it's not for public entertainment. So because I have respect for her, I will speak to her offline about it.
Okay, I
tonight,
understand. So
before this live, I spoke to her and I said, can we please, out of respect, not mention 3 people's names? And I can tell you now, she has not once mentioned any of their names.
Thank you, Jaylee.
okay, I understand. So how many times do you stand by someone when they're racist, ableist, and everything else, and then keep having a go at them behind the scenes? How long is that okay for? Because I can, well, you know, the amount of rants that we could find that she has done, how long do you support that for? And I'm not meaning to be argumentative, but I am sick of her hurting people that I care about. And I don't know when there's a line that needs to be drawn from this.
Maybe the people should stop
Sharon,
hurting
Blue,
her.
sorry.
Sorry.
At the same time, I don't like Sharon being attacked.
I have...
No, I'm not saying you, but I'm saying general. I don't like Sharon being attacked. How many people, how many times have you all going to support a certain someone that sits there putting her husband up, who's got nothing to do with anything?
Okay, this...
Can you see what I'm saying?
I can't really, Blue, no, because you...
At least I'm trying to tell her right from wrong.
Okay, so... No, I can't actually, Blue, I can't. I can't see what you're saying, to be honest.
So...
Okay, so the person that I assume you're saying, plenty of people have said, oh, I wouldn't have done that, that's not okay.
But have you done it publicly? Because I've never seen anyone...
I actually did call that person out publicly before, Blue.
I'm not...
Yes, I did.
Right, okay. You may have, but I've never seen that. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I've never seen you call Sharon out publicly, so what are we doing with that?
That's what I'm saying. Because I don't see it, I'm assuming, like you are, that I'm condoning Sharon's behaviour. Like,
well, if we're thinking about the same person, though, Blue, what Sharon does on a daily basis is nothing compared to what that other account does. Nothing. Sharon, please be quiet. Your laugh infuriates me. You are racist. You're ableist.
I'm reading
please
something.
Be quiet.
I'm reading something, love. Sorry, that's tickled me.
Racist in what way? Can I just ask?
Racist, the sort of thing she says about people. Are you kidding me, Blue? Blue, I like to think, well...
No,
I don't think you're unintelligent, Blue.
If you're saying about immigrants, do you know it's not a race thing? People from America that
the only people Sharon has a problem with are Muslims. The only people.
That's disgusting.
Sharon, be quiet.
I've never said anything against him. I've never said anything against a Muslim.
Can you mute her, please, so we can finish this discussion?
I'll mute myself. I can mute myself.
Sharon, stop. I've never heard her say it as that. I have heard her call them immigrants.
Curtis,
immigrants isn't.
She doesn't need to.
Yeah,
she doesn't need to because those are the way
she?
that her comments go. She doesn't need to.
I feel by when she says him, I just feel anybody that's coming here that.
But Curtis, if you look at all of her, sorry, I was talking to Blue actually, but if you look at all of the way her comments or her discussions go, it's always against Muslims. That is the way it's directed at. I would, she goes for people I don't want to be specific. I don't need to be specific. I thought, well, I didn't think you were a stupid person, Blue.
No, I'm not. But
I know, and I didn't think
Can I
that.
just let you know? Can I just tell you? Muslims aren't a race; it's a religion.
Okay, then I apologise. There are many, many recordings of Sharon bashing. And I don't want to say Laura's husband based on his religion. Is that okay?
No, it's not. And
No, it's not okay. So how many times is she allowed to do that before you step away?
I've stepped away. But
You haven't.
But I have. I stepped away for a whole month. A whole month I stepped away.
But she still does it again.
And she's worse when I'm not around.
Mm-hmm.
At least,
I think she's worse when you are around.
At least if I'm here, telling her that I don't condone it and trying to help her see right from wrong, it's better than her kicking off and offending people. Like someone just said about Professor Cat. See, we're bringing up people that aren't here to talk about. But like, I'm not going to talk about the people that aren't here. I'm going to
I understand
my rules.
But no disrespect, when you're not here, she leaves people alone. When you're here, she goes in hard and she's racist. She goes for religion and she goes for kids. But when you're here, she is much less.
Right, and
she is.
And I am the very, very first person. So when she made that video of a certain person to do with, so this is really hard. Well, I'm just going to break my own rule for a minute. So a certain video was made by Sharon about a certain person and their child and their grandchild. I did not see that video. I was at work. I got a phone call in by Dignity. I said, tell me quickly what it consists of. She told me. I took Dignity's word for that. And I put the phone down. I rung Sharon and I said, Sharon, if you've got any fucking respect for me right now, get that off that fucking app now. That was down within 15 seconds because I hung up on Sharon. I phoned Dignity back and I said, tell me if that video's gone. She went, yeah, it's gone. And that was within the 15 seconds. She'd put up a picture on her profile picture. Scatty told her 3 times, get it down. She wouldn't do it. She wanted me in the live. I said, I'm not coming in the live all the time that picture's up. That picture comes straight down. Because I told her, remove it or I won't be coming in your live. I don't sit there condoning this behaviour. And she knows I won't.
I don't believe you condone it, Blue. But I am telling you, when you are not her friend, she is much more calm and she
she's not. You're the only person I know that has said that. Do you know that?
Can I ask in the comments? Sorry, I don't know who's there in the comments that, but in my opinion, when Blue is not around, Sharon is less gobby, to put it in a polite way. Does anyone agree with me? No one's going to comment now. But honestly, Blue, when you're around, she is the worst.
Is this true, Sharon?
See, look at the comments. When you are around, she is... Look at the comments. I'm not lying. We've had a discussion, Blue.
But hang on.
Like an agreement, like we are okay.
Your group.
We've got people here saying, no, she's worse when Blue is not there. Yeah. We're not going to stick to always reading the negative comments towards Sharon. We have to read all comments.
Okay, there's two comments out of 20 that agree with Sharon.
It doesn't matter. 2 comments is 2 comments. The amount, so the other day, someone was like, please, Blue, stop her. Today, people contacting me, stop her. I get on the phone when she was doing the fire. Even Pum Pum was telling me, get her to stop. Everybody, Blue, stop her. What do you want me to do when
That's because
she's
nobody wants... Nobody wants her to hurt herself. Her hair could have
Rubbish.
got in that. Sharon, please. Her hair could have got in that mug. It
Bollocks.
could have caught fire. Nobody
Shoulda, woulda,
wants that
shoulda.
for her.
And I
But,
told her before she lit
nobody
it,
blames you for that. But
I
the
said to
problem
her,
is,
flush the tissue, take the cup outside. If you're going to set fire to something,
Don't
do
go
it
on a
out in
ride
the
on Blackpool,
garden.
it might fail. Don't go on any rides. Don't enjoy
but the
yourself.
problem, Sharon, I'm talking to Blue, sorry.
Don't
The
go,
problem
it might
is,
fall over. Oh, for goodness sake, get a grip.
the problem
The thing is,
is,
she shouldn't have more confidence when I'm there.
but she does, Blue.
She
Whether you,
knows that, like Lauren said the other day, again, I'm breaking my rule. Lauren could speak to Sharon because I was telling Sharon to stop and allow Lauren to have her say. So it's not like I'm sitting there going, oh, go on, Sharon, go for it, go on, go
but
on.
nobody
I'm telling
is
people
even
to-
necessarily saying that, Blue. But it's the way it is. So she is more vile when you are there. And how many times can you say to someone, don't be ableist, or don't be, criticise someone's husband that's not the same race as yours? How many times do you have to say that before you say enough is enough?
Don't be an ageist. Don't be an elder person. Don't go for abusive elderly. Don't do that.
I didn't say elderly, Sharon.
Yeah. Are you telling me what to do at 70-year-old? How old are you, Kay Dizzle?
Oh, Sharon, I'm not
What
even
do you
talking
know
to
about
you.
being old? What do you know about being old, love?
Nothing. And when I am old, I won't be like you.
Exactly. Don't
So,
tell
Blue,
your
how
grandma
many
how to
times
suck eggs.
do you say you talk
How
to her
long's
and
a
say
piece of
it's
string?
not
I
okay?
can't answer that.
So you just carry on letting her go on and on
I'm
the
not.
way she is?
It's always a certain group of people.
You're saying it in a way like I'm letting her.
No,
I'm not
I'm
letting
not.
her.
I'm
But
not.
that's just
But
like,
when
I'm going to use Curtis because he's in the box. If Curtis fails on his journey
Curtis is a
once,
very bad example to use at this moment
no,
in time.
he's not. No, he's not. So if Curtis fails on his journey once, am I meant to walk away? Or do I sit there and say to him, okay, you fucked up. I don't condone what you've done. Get back onto your journey and carry on. Because a real friend wouldn't turn their back when someone's failed. They would help them get back up and carry on with their journey. And that's what I'm going to do.
That's really sad for you, Blue. Really sad for you.
What?
You're on a
Standing by
journey
my
with your lot.
friends.
You're on a journey with your lot.
You're not,
happy.
Sharon, please.
Stay there. Shut up and go
Sharon.
away.
It's really sad for you, Blue, because you have tried to help Sharon. Nobody doubts that. I don't think anyone in the comments would doubt that. But the problem is, when you're around, she's even worse and she's even more vile. She's got, even your mods have said she has got even more confidence and gets even more gobby when you're around. She's not a nice person, Blue. And the more
In your
you are
opinion,
her friend,
I don't think you're a nice
the more
person,
that is
Cadizzle.
enabled.
Yeah, you're not a nice person. Now what?
But do you
Sharon,
know
I'm
what?
really sorry, don't think that.
Do you know what? I have conversations with Sharon all the time on phone calls. Do you know she is nothing, absolutely nothing like she is when she's on here.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing.
Thank you, Blue.
I've been on the phone to her today for an hour and a half. Do you know TikTok was not mentioned once? She was talking about what she'd been doing today, what she plans to be doing tomorrow, and all that lot.
And I was happy doing it. I was happy. We were laughing. You lot wouldn't know a laugh if it bloody come upon you.
Blue, when you're not around... Sorry, I just read Laura's comment and it's reminded me.
Hang on.
When you're not around...
What can I say when you're not around, you friends?
She does.
But that's not right either. I'm not.
But that's not
I'm
on
not
us.
anyone. That's not right either, and I'm not here for that. And I've spoken to a couple of people. I'm not going to go and break my promises of what I've spoke about, but I've told people I'm not a threat to certain people. If you come for me, then yes.
Yes.
You've got a problem. Like everybody has a right to defend themselves. But I'm not here to go at other people. I'm here to stop it. I don't want to see Sharon fucking getting ill. I've sat there and watched her lose all this weight. That's concerning. I've seen how ill she's become. You're not the ones that are sitting there listening to her night after night, day after day. You don't see the side that I see behind the doors, like you don't see Curtis.
But to be fair, Blue, you also haven't seen me and you haven't seen my friends
No,
either.
that's right. That's why I come to you and I spoke to you about what we spoke about.
So how
to let you know that I've never had a problem with you.
So how can everyone draw a line under this, including Sharon? How can we all draw a line under this?
When I retire, love, the line will be drawn. So what are you bothering about?
So we've got to put.
And it's an absolute.
With another month of your abuse, is not what you're saying.
An absolute.
No, we don't.
Yes, yeah, I think you will. Yeah, I do. I think you will. If I want to abuse, I'll abuse you, because if you're coming at me, I'll come right back at you.
Blue, that's not the right answer.
I'm
not speaking over everybody. I'm just waiting.
Scared. I'm on a winning streak, and you're all running scared. You've never got to me. You've never put me down. Just like with Curtis, you can't make us come off the app. We won't do it for you. We'll do it for ourselves. I am not being told by a load of nitty women when I can and what I can and can't do on my lives and what I can and can't say. Life isn't like that.
Can I ask, do you think it's fair that when she's live, these people that are in here now go on to favourite under their silly accounts and abuse her? Do you think that's fair? Or do you think that they should stop going in her live? Boycott her?
I will tell you that we don't go in her lives.
Well, last night there were 60-odd people in there.
That was not us, and
No, I'm not saying it's all of you, but there are people in here that do go in there.
Yeah, I've had over 300. Jessie had the other day. I had 800 when I was
We have had a blackout.
Yeah.
And we can continue to have that blackout because, if I'm honest...
Thank God for that. That's the best news I've heard all year.
Sharon, you've admitted you're racist.
You're just watching it from the outside, aren't you? You're watching it from the outside.
Hazel, no one is putting the blame on Laura and Dick. Laura's name's not being mentioned because, as I said, I don't want Laura's name mentioned because I know she can't get up in the box.
But Philbert's saying the same. Yes, they do go over. Stop lying.
We don't, Sharon.
Laura, I'll not getting blamed for anything.
I can have 110 in my box, and when I come up, it'll tell me that 378 people were watching.
Last night,
guess where they're watching it from?
None of us came over to you, Sharon.
Thank God for that.
Well, yeah, but you were bored and asking where we were.
Bored? I weren't asking for
that's what you did. Yes, you
give
did.
me 5 minutes, Laura.
Oh, you're talking rubbish now. Somebody told me that one.
Yeah.
Sorry. Would it be okay if Sharon dropped for a bit and Laura came up?
Yeah, I've just said give me 5 minutes and I'll let her up.
Okay, thank you.
Although we've heard a lot of what Laura's had to say.
No, we've heard a lot of what
she still has the right, as I said to you, Sharon. This isn't all about.
She has. Yeah, she had the right on Jessie's. Don't worry, she's fine. Carry on.
Everyone has the right.
They're same old.
I can drop anyway. Thank you for talking to me, Blue, but it's really difficult to talk to.
I'm glad that Blue's getting the credit. She is overdue.
I don't need credit.
Nobody ever, Blue, no disrespect here, Blue, but Blue was only ever, a problem to everyone.
Stood by me, yeah. That's your problem.
It's not Blue stood by you. Sharon, it's not that Blue stood by you. We stood by you for a long time. In fact, I used to sit in your lives for 4 hours at a time modding for you. With Scatty, we used to, sorry, didn't mean to mention her, she's not here, but we did. And then you were really rude, and that's why I left, Sharon. So don't you ever tell me.
I had 2 strokes, and you were all ridiculing them. We've seen the WhatsApp group messages.
I wasn't in the WhatsApp group, Sharon.
No, I'm not saying you were, but a lot of the people you want up in this box now were in that group saying, have a big shit. Yeah, let her have a big SHIT.
Oh, Sharon, come on. Yeah. I have said things in WhatsApp groups.
It is there. It's proof. It is evidence. Let's hope she comes out in a wood box.
I was mentioned in that WhatsApp group.
In the box as we speak. You were sick individuals. Please don't try and tell me it's all me when it's all in black and white from your messages and from your side of the bloody team that are disgraceful.
Sharon,
Disgraceful.
I was mentioned in that WhatsApp group. I don't care. They're messages between friends. People get cross. And also, let me tell you, I'm sure I've had messages between people where they weren't too kind about you either. That's the way people talk about friends. Between friends. When they're cross or hurt.
Any one of you as a friend. I don't need you as a friend. I don't want you as a friend. The further away you all are from me, that I have blocked you since September. All of you have been blocked.
No, you didn't block me. You keep blocking me, messaging me, then unblocking me.
That is your problem. Yeah, because it took a while to find out who were dirty and who were clean. And I found out you were all dirty, so you were all blocked, and that's been your issue.
Okay, I'm going to drop anyway.
Okay, thanks, Khadija.
Thanks for having me up.
All right, Sharon, I'm just going to drop you so Laura
Yeah,
can
that's
come
fine,
up
darling.
quickly.
Absolutely fine.
All right, go make yourself a coffee quickly.
Right. I want some chocolate.
All right, go and get some chocolate then. Right, I'm just going to drop you, Sharon.
Yeah, no worries. Fine.
Lloyd, do you want a request?
I'm not too sure if she still wants to come up, does she?
Oh, she said she wanted to. Oh, she's requesting.
Hi.
Hello.
And that is why nothing will ever get sorted, Blue. And I respect you for trying, but that right there is why it will not stop. You know what? We tried the blackout. That got twisted. We were racist. I don't allow her to be spoken in my lives for months. We had a truce. She got told a pack of lies, didn't get shown the proof. I've got the proof. I can show her the proof. But she believed it because it didn't fit her narrative, then used that against me to start digging at me. When's it going to stop? Not just me. Look, you know, the person that we're not going to mention.
Yeah.
You know how bad it's got. But she's the victim. She blamed me the other day. I've got it on recording. I've sent it to the police where she blamed me for calling the fire brigade. Oh, yeah, Laura MD, yeah, from Suffolk. It weren't even me, and she knows it weren't me.
No, it was Thames Valley.
Yeah. Have I had an apology? Nothing. Because she won't, because she blames everything on me and Tom and the community and them lot and that lot and this lot. It's not going to stop. And she winds you up. She winds you up. She threatens night after night with you, with all the trouble, with this, the days of threatens everyone. And then everyone turns against everyone else, and she loves it. And then when you're in the box, she's worse. And I can send you recordings of it. Last night, Blue, you weren't around. She's sitting in her live, looking around. Go, where's ball bag tonight? Where is everyone? Because no one was in her live. She wanted more drama. Because she weren't getting any. She was looking for it. So what do you do?
Oh, I have been writing notes down of things.
Mm-hmm.
Like I put the ADHD thing down. Obviously, there's far more things to talk about with the ADHD, but it was just the first thing that came to my head. Immigration.
Right.
Put that down.
Can I say one thing on that, Blue, right?
Yeah.
My husband's not in our community, do you know what I mean? Isn't even, he's on TikTok, but he just poses himself on there, that's it. What has he got to do with, and where he's from, what has that got to do with her? And why does she bring it, you know, a dodgy immigrant? But if he was Ukrainian, he wouldn't be a dodgy immigrant.
It's got nothing to do with anybody where he's from.
Exactly. But she likes to bring it up time and whenever she wants to get at me, she'll bring him up.
I don't have an answer. I will speak to her about it and ask why she does target
I know
your
why.
husband.